Hello, everyone. Sarah here. Today we're going to talk about manipulation. Ooh, ha! What a fun topic, eh? I'm not from Canada. I just like saying "a." It's quite fun. You should try it if you haven't. So, while we talk about manipulation, we're going to talk about the truth behind it because there's so many people, my past self included, who come from a perspective of pointing the finger and pointing the blame. It's them who manipulated me, and we get stuck in the story of our own trauma and our own pain, and we get stuck in our own way when we talk about this topic. And this is a topic that we have all had experience with. And I'm going to share a funny little story with you in just a moment. But it's not just in the realm of emotionally unavailable people or emotionally abusive people or narcissistic people. It's time to get off riding that train. It really, really, really is. Because when you're stuck in that, you're stuck in that. And you're staying stuck in the blame. And staying stuck in the blame, you're staying stuck in your own pain. And we're living through the filter and the lens of they did this to me, and therefore I'm the victim to this. So manipulation comes in all shapes, all colors, all sizes, all forms, all ways, so many ways. It's something that we all learn early on. And I know this because I have a child and I love her. I admire her. I adore her, but she's a little manipulator as well. We all learn this. It becomes a learned behavior, a learned way of being. It becomes an internal programming to get what we want. The easiest route to get what we want. It's not easy to step up to the plate and take responsibility and take ownership for the things that you did when you knew something inside of me was like, not right, not truthful, not honest. But we learn like, whatever, I get what I want. And so we have that immediate desire filled. And we experience this when we're little and we want a piece of candy. And we go to mom because mom's usually the one that says yes. We ask mom and she says no. Okay. And then we go to dad and we say, hey, daddy, I love you. And daddy's like, I love you too, darling. And you're like, daddy, I'm wondering if I can have a piece of candy. And he says, I don't know, go ask your mother. And then you go away for a little bit, but you don't go ask mom because you already asked mom and she already told you the answer. And the answer was no, but you really, really want it. So you go back to daddy, maybe like a minute later, and maybe he looks at you and he's like, well, so what'd she say? And you say, well, she said it was fine if you said it was okay. And daddy's like, sure, okay, you can have the piece of candy. Boom, manipulation. It is something that we learn to get what we want. And it doesn't just magically go away because in that little bit of manipulation, we stretch the truth a little bit. Maybe that was the case at a different time, but not in this instant or this moment. And so we learn it's a quick and easy route, but we got away with it. Do we feel bad? I don't know. I feel good because I got what I want. And so we focus on the feeling that we feel good because we got what we want, and we discredit, we ignore the fact that we had to do a little twisting and stretching of the truth or the full truth, maybe partial truth, maybe it's truth at one time, but not this time, but I mean, who's counting, right? And we learn that it's an easy way to get what we want, and we all have manipulated. So to just focus on the way that someone else manipulated you and completely not take ownership of the way that you have been A, with yourself, and B, with others, is getting an incomplete picture of what is really going on. And in that, you receive an incomplete transmission and transformation. You neglect to take ownership of yourself. And we have the ability to create the life that we desire as long as we're willing to take ownership. But oftentimes we manipulate manipulation so that it works in our favor and for our benefit. So there's a definition of manipulation that says when you confront a person with what they did wrong and they don't want to take responsibility for their own actions, they will manipulate you by putting the focus back on you. Yes. If you think about this logically, yes. When you confront a person, and when we read that, when our mind hears that, we oftentimes immediately think of someone who's caused us pain. When you're really sitting in a space of vast honesty, the person who has caused you the most pain is yourself, because only you know what you say to yourself. You say the meanest, most critical, most judgmental, most harshest things to yourself because you are the owner of your beliefs. Other people cannot own your beliefs. Other people can impact and affect and influence them, but they don't own them. And very rarely do we confront ourselves. We oftentimes confront other people for the way that they've hurt us, but then you get caught in the tango dance of trying to get someone else to treat you as well as you truly desired, wished, and hoped that you treated yourself. And so we get stuck. It's no wonder when you confront a person, and oftentimes it's like, well, I'm going to confront them because they hurt me. Have fun with that. Very, 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 very rarely are they going to go, oh my God, you're right. I sincerely apologize. I will never do it again. And find that that's followed with changed behavior instead of just a kind of half apology. So in this, we manipulate ourselves because we learn to do it early on. And we read things like this that are supposed to help and support us and are supposed to guide us in understanding. What you truly deeply desire is a guiding to understanding yourself, a guide to understanding yourself, a guide to breaking free from your ways of manipulation, from the ways that you manipulate yourself, from the ways that you half truth stories to yourself, from the ways that you are preventing yourself from really, truly healing from within. And there's a lot of manipulation in that. So you'll read definitions that continue on like this one. They will bring up something you did or need to do using your imperfection as a way to avoid taking responsibility for their own actions. Do you see how that keeps you in this really nasty tango dance where you're tripping all over each other's feet and then you're falling and you're getting hurt and then you're blaming, well, if you would just do this and I would just, that inner conflict. When you've experienced manipulation, and we all have, we experience at the greatest extent and greatest length with ourselves. But so many people are so fast to point the finger, they manipulated me, and so slow to look in the mirror and see, how is my own way of being? What are the ways that I'm lying to myself? What are the ways that I'm manipulating myself because I want a short outcome. I want a quick fix. I don't want me to have to change. I want them to change. So many of us do this. And the only person it really, really hurts, the person it hurts the most is ourselves and those closest to us. So when we're having external conflict, that's a representation of our internal conflict. When we're experiencing external manipulation, why is it that we're only looking out there and we fail to look at the ways that we're manipulating ourselves, our own ways of being, our own ways of thinking, our own ways of believing? What are the things that we are deeply believing? And most of us, I don't want to go there. We're going to manipulate our way out of it. We're going to quick fix our way out of it, or that's what we want. But that's not where the magic is. That is not where the true transformation lies. It lies inside, with disconnecting to the lies inside and saying, well, they have to change. I don't need to do anything. It wasn't me, pointing the finger and taking the blame. So in that, it gives them ammunition and they have something to hold over you and use against you. You also have ammunition that you're using against you. You also have things that you're holding over you and things that you're using against you that are keeping you stuck in the cycles and patterns that which you desire and wish you could be free from. So we can sit here all day and point the finger and point the blame at other people in the ways that they manipulated us, but it's not going to do anything except continue to hurt us and keep us confused even further, because then we're caught in their manipulation web. The one we should be focused on most is the ways that we're manipulating ourselves. And that should be the one that we're most focused on getting out from, getting free from, getting untangled, unbound from. So that's my 2 cents on manipulation. Really, you can't do the work for anyone else. You can hope, you can wish, you can pray over them, but really the true change comes from within. When you stop manipulating yourself, when you get your beliefs in alignment with your desires, and you don't expect to take a shortcut, you don't expect to take the easy route to get out. Because if anyone is telling you it's going to be easy, they're lying. But if they're telling you it's going to be worth it, they're telling you the truth. And it absolutely is. It is the thing that will set you free. So stop manipulating yourself, get into alignment with the detangling and detaching from the ways that you're manipulating, hurting, and continuing to abuse yourself. That is the thing that will set you free faster than anything else. So if you're interested in learning more about how to do this, what steps to take, where to start, how to begin, all those questions, I've got your answers. You can find out in the information using the link in the description below this video is about my programs or working one-to-one together. All right, guys, sending you all the love, all the love. All right, that's it. Bye for now.